Well, Eddie, your D5 dozer is all finished, and let's see if that shows up in there. I labeled everything for you so that it's easy to remember how to run it. If you let it sit for a week or two and have to come back to it. Plus, you always have this video to come back to if you ever wonder how to run, like the sound system, for example. It's a little bit complicated. The left joystick up and down is your blade up and down. And then your right stick is your drive, so it'd be forward, backwards, left, and right. And I also have high and low written on here. It's too hard to get these two little tiny labels to just say high and low, so I use a permanent marker on there. But if you raise it up, you're on a higher speed. If you lower it, you're on a lower speed, and it just slows down the speed of the servos. That's slow speed, and that's full speed. It's just nice when you're pushing dirt. If you're pushing something light, you don't want to be, zipping along at 15 scale miles an hour pushing dirt. Excuse me. And then your lights and your beacon are piggybacked on this last switch, so when you turn it on, it turns on and off the headlights. And then every time you cycle the switch, the default rotary beacon is, let me get it to the default. That's the default movement, which is what most people leave it at anyhow. But every time you cycle that switch to turn the lights off and back on, it changes the beacon's mode, so you can actually turn it off. There's off. And then there's back on again. And then the sound system is this three-way switch right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go one up and one down. Oop, that didn't work. One up and one down to start it. Sometimes it might miss, but it usually works pretty accurately. And then 2 times is the horn, so 1, 2, and then 3 times lowers the volume. And then 4 raises the volume back, which is really nice feature, because if you're ever running the machine indoors especially, it's nice to turn the volume down, and if you're running it outside, it's nice to max the volume out. Let me shut this off so I don't have to talk over it. And that's it as far as the functions of the radio. Now I've tried all different things for what to hold this blade steady with. I've tried all over different kind of screws, and now I'm using a 2.5 millimeter screws. You can just pull those 2 screws out, and then you can change the angle of the blade. Just put the 2 screws back in to secure it. And your on-off switch is right here. It'll be right to the right leg of the operator. Here's your green power light, which is nice just to know if you left the machine on or not. There's your tail lights. And your charging jacks right here. Now you opted to have the batteries in the vehicle and the charging jack and batteries, rechargeable batteries in the transmitter. So you can just charge these at 1.5 amps. Both the dozer and the transmitter can be charged as nickel metal hydrides at 1.5 amps. And yeah, your metal blade tip. And I like the painting on these, all of them, even the most basic ones you can get. I always paint the side rails and paint all the rivets. It just gives a little bit more, it looks a little less toy-like the more you dress up the details on it. And I believe that's it. I will box this up and ship it out and email you a tracking number here real soon. Thanks again, Eddie.